What's up guys, it's Saiyan here coming at you with another Primal starter deck review. This time we're looking at Micromons. This was the second starter that I got from my good friend D from CCG Replays. If you haven't, please go and check his channel out as well. I'll leave his channel link in the description below. So the Micromons are quite different from the Dragon symbiote kind of deck that we've looked at previously. These guys are also going to be looking at transforming to an extent, but the deck doesn't really rely that much on the transformability. You're more like just slapping down all your different Micromons, and this really is kind of a rainbow deck when it comes to the essence selection. Anyway, let's do the usual stuff. Start with characters and turn 0. So we got 2 copies of Micromon Muscador. This little guy here is a 2/1/1/1, which is not too bad for starting specs, but it's certainly not a 3-power lead warrior. And it has a valid effect. When this character is discarded due to the showdown, search your deck for one Micromon character and move it to your hand. So you do get some good value when this guy gets destroyed. It has to be the showdown though, so you gotta be planning ahead to be able to get that search effect off Muscador. Just getting that light in. Okay, we then get 2 Micromon Lima, also turn 0. This guy has an attacker strategy effect. Give your opponent 1 battle reward, which means you have to damage yourself for 1. Give 1 damage to one of your opponent's characters with a turn cost of 1 or less. It could be good early play, and especially if you have an effect that allows you to, heal yourself, your opponent's battle rewards, then it's definitely worth the effect. But I think 1 damage for a turn cost of 1 or less, yeah, good for an aggro deck for sure. That's for sure. Okay, we got 2 copies of Micromon Ixaw. Looks a bit like a cat. With the effect, well, it's a 0/1/0/1, so it's usually going to be more of a support character, but it's got a valid effect. When this character is put in play, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a Micromon character, move it to your hand. So you can, with a very high chance of success rate, probably hit a Micromon. I do believe every single one of our characters are Micromons, so we are likely to hit something. Right, our next 0-drop is Micromons' Volto, which is a 2/1/0/0 and has the transform effect. You may move this character from your field to your essence. In that case, put in play a character from your hand with this character's name and its transform requirements. So we'll look later at the Micromon that we can use this transform effect with. And now, to arguably the best Micromon is Cocoon, which is our one and only 3/0 turn 0 drop. 3/0/0/0 if injured. With a valid effect, when this character is put in play, reveal a Micromon character card in your hand. In that case, target one of your opponent's characters. That character cannot be sent out to battle this turn. So it's very similar to General Blue in Dragon Ball CCG, except that this is a 0-drop and you have to reveal. But again, that's probably not going to be too difficult, considering we have like probably like 2/3 of the deck are Micromon characters. And we have 1 copy of an actually really cool support card, and I do have to immediately apologize because this guy is not a Micromon. This guy is a Plagueis. Plagueis Parakeeper, but he gets +1/+1 for each animal character um, in play, well, if you have one in play, it gets +2 was +1, so it becomes a 2/3, and it's a valid effect, so you get that 2/3 in both cases. Very solid card, but predominantly because you get a turn 0, very likely a turn 0 2/3. That's pretty bonkers. Well, turn 1 actually, probably by the time you get it online. We got 2 copies of Micromon Furrow. This is our first 1-drop. It's a 3/1/10 guy. It looks very cute. When this character is put in play and you have another Micromon character in play, you can search for one Micromon Kronos and move it to your hand. And when this character is in a team with a mass character, it gets +1/+1. There's a beautiful combo with these two. You get a team power of 7 on turn 1. If you get these, if you get Plagueis Parakeeper out on turn 0, Micromon 4 out on turn 1, just like that. 5, 6, 7 team power. That's pretty nasty. Okay, let's see Kronos, because that little guy is the next one, little sleepy dude. So Micromon Kronos is the 4000 stat line is very strong. That would be the set 5 Nappa from Dragon Ball CCG, and has a valid effect when this character is in a team of one or more other Micromon characters, and the outcome of a battle by this character's team is a victory, an outstanding victory. You may search for one Micromon Lobarto or Micromon Muscador. I'm assuming I'm putting it in your hand because it didn't say it on the other one, didn't it? Put it in your hand. This one doesn't say it. Consistency, please. Okay, so we have 2 copies of Micromon Marivol. This guy is, well, first of all, the art's great. It's like a moth with that skull mask on, just creepy but also cool. It's a 2202, so really good support character with the ability, with the effect, when this character is put in play and you have another Micromon character in play, target one of your opponent's characters with a turn count of 2 or less. That character cannot be sent out to battle this turn. So there's a bit of a theme here with kind of stopping our opponents from attacking. That could be a pretty good thing to have. Our next character is our first 2-drop, 3202 Sandslash. Sandshrew. Svrenden Sferambol. There you go, Sferambol. With the effect, ability valid, draw 1 card, switch this character's combat and support values until the end of the turn. So you can make this guy a little bit better on support if it's in healthy status, but you can also have him as a lead warrior whilst this guy's injured. We get 2 copies of Micromon Yogador, another 2-drop, 2302, very good stats indeed. Can transform from Micromon Maderta. At the end of the turn, draw 1 card for each character that was not sent to battle due to your card effects. So obviously the idea here is that this is your payoff for the other Micromons, that, you know, when those guys prevent your opponent from sending out certain characters to battle, then you get extra card draws. Now this guy can draw quite a lot potentially if you play your cards right. We get a big spider, another 2-drop, seriously good stats, 4/2 on healthy status, 0/0 if injured. Micromon Arahielt. When this character is sent to attack, you can move one of your standby Micromon characters to your hand and then put it in play. So this will allow you to basically blink those Micromons that prevent your opponent's guys from going out to battle. So basically you can create some unblockable, well, not unblockables, but you can keep certain characters back from defending. Another 2-drop here, we have Micromon Viper 5010, and it has camouflage. This is the first time we see this camouflage effect, which says this character can be deployed from your essence, which can be pretty cool. But it doesn't do anything else besides that. We get 2 copies of Micromon Labarto. This is our first 3-drop, and it can transform from Micromon Kronos. It's got nice stats, 5230, and has the other effect. If this character was transformed into, place 3 +1/+1 coins on this character. So turn 3 getting an 8/5 is pretty backbreaking. And it also gives your other Micromon characters +1/+1. I don't know what's up with the transform not being in line with the rest of the effects. That bugs me. Okay, moving on, we have Micromon Muscador. This is a 4-drop, our first 4-drop. We really didn't get many 3-drops. Very solid stats. 4/4/4/4. Transforms from Micromon Furrow, and it has the attacker strategy effect. Discard a Micromon character from your essence. Select one of your opponent's characters. That character cannot be sent out to battle during this turn. So again, we're just back at this pretty good effect of the Micromons that your opponent can't defend the turn you play them. And with that guy, yeah, attacker strategy. So yeah, again, the same story. Then we have singletons now for the rest of the characters. So we have Micromon Korogos, another 4-drop with very nice stats, 4070. First character that we see in this particular deck that actually gets stronger if it's injured. And at the beginning of your turn, you may give your opponent 1 battle reward. In that case, target one of your opponent's characters with a turn cost of 5 or less and give 1 damage to the target. So again, this is pretty much what the first guy did, where you deal yourself 1 damage basically, and you can damage one of your opponent's characters as well. So it's still nice to see that we got that theme going. We have Micromon Natucornia, 5-drop. This is the first card that actually has a hand cost. 5/4/4/2, so very nice stats that we got there. Transforms from Micromon Cocoon, and it has an ability that costs 3 essence. Place a 0/0 poison Micromon character coin in the opposing team in any position with the following effect: valid. At the start of your turn, injure 2 of your characters. It would have been really cool if you would have actually gotten that token coming with the deck, but yeah, it's a very nasty thing, and you can do it obviously in either player's ability step as long as you have the 3 money for it. This is one of my favorite cards so far, Micromon Faciesco. The name kind of reminds me of Frusciante from Red Hot Chili Peppers, the guitar player. Anyway, 5 turn cost, 1 hand cost, 6/4/2/3. Really nice stats, and wait for the effect: valid. Your mass characters cannot receive any damage during the showdown, and that already is, well, pretty broken, to be fair. Especially that it's valid, and that includes himself. And the second effect: when you win a victory and outstanding, move one of your opponent's battle rewards to your hand, so you heal yourself. So that's like a big payoff for those guys, where you have to deal damage to yourself to then deal damage to one of your opponent's characters. This guy just, you know, then turns those cards into card advantage. So really, really, really good. it's just super good whether you run this in the Micromon deck or you run this with Necros. It's just really good. Plagueis is what I meant. Necro is obviously the color. And finally we have Micromon Vavista. This is a turn 6 with a hand cost of 17362. Absolutely ridiculously good stats. Transforms from Sisvolto or Merivol. If this character was put in play by transformation, discard all of your opponent's Necro characters. So it's just wow, just a sweeper, potentially sweeper. If your opponent plays Plagueis, then yeah, you win at that point. So this is what we call a super broken. This character can only be blocked by a team of 3 characters. If you win, battle rewards is due to this character. If you win battle rewards due to this character, then you draw 2 cards. Yeah, that is. You see this character come down, and then you stop playing the game because you scoop. Okay, let's look at abilities. Right off the bat, we get 2 copies of Micromon Chomp. This is either a Necro and another, or a Terra and another Essence. Requirement is that it has to be an animal Micromon using it. You target one opposing character, and you give the target 1 damage. If the target was discarded, i.e. was already injured, and then it leaves the play, then you draw 2 cards. That's a good card. I like that card a lot, actually. We got 2 copies of Micromon Shield. This is a 2-cost ability, no specific essence restrictions, and the target is the user's team. I'm assuming anybody can use it because it doesn't have any requirement. Yep. Target the user's team, and the target is unaffected by your opponent's abilities and cannot receive any damage this turn. So this is basically what's the card called in CCG? The Energy Shield from Set 5 does exactly the same thing. Okay, next one, we got 2 copies of Micromon Enchantment, which is a strict 1 Necro and 1 any colored essence. The requirements is enchant plus turn cost of 2 or more, and the target is 1 Micromon plus transform character in your field. So it has to be a Micromon and transform. The effect is expel the target, then search for a Micromon plus transformation character that has the target in its transform requirements and put it in play in the target's team. Okay, so the Micromon that's using it must have the transform effect on it, and then you can search for the card that it transforms into, basically. That's not bad. That's like a, you know, solid little search and put in play. So that's cool. All right, couple more abilities here. We have 2 copies of Water Devil, 1 sea and 1 any color essence. Requirement is turn cost of 2 or more. The target is 1 character with a turn cost of 2 or less. Move the target to its owner's hand, so it's a neat little bounce back to hand. And expert Micromon plus sea monster, draw X cards, then discard X cards from your opponent's hand. X is the number of your in-play Micromon characters. That's pretty nasty. Like, yeah, you know, you get to draw 2-3 cards. Your opponent has to discard 2-3 cards. That's a very neat package for a measly cost of what, 2. Okay. Next one, we have Transformative Clash. This has a essence cost of 3, just any 3 you have lying around. Requirement is transformation. Target every character opposing the user, and the effect is discard the user, then give 1 damage to any target with a higher turn count than the user. Give 2 damage to any target with a turn count less than or equal to the user. So you lose 1, they lose 3 for 3. And good luck coming back from that. Next one we got Venom Wave. You can pay either by a Necro or a Terra Essence. Target is every character opposing the user. And the effect is flip a coin for every target. If you flip heads, the target cannot be sent out to battle during the next turn. If you flip tails, your opponent wins 1 battle reward. And the expert poison. If you flip heads, distribute a poison coin to any character. So we have poison coins and we also have poison token. That probably would do with just one of the two, considering that, I mean, I don't really know what poison coin does, but I'm assuming it probably does the same as the poison character or something very similar. Our final ability is Nightwing. Requirement is for the character to be winged. Target one opposing character, and the effect is remove the user and the target from the game. At the end of the turn, return the target to its original team and give it 1 damage. Then return the user of this ability back to its original team in any position. So nice little flicker effect again, nice little blink effect for 2, where you basically get to damage one of your opponent's guy, and if your guy has some enter the battlefield effect, then you get that again. Nice. Let's look at the strategies then. We start with 2 copies of Micromon Restraint. This is a minimum of turn 1 and 1 hand cost. Target one of your Micromon characters, and the effect is the target cannot be sent out to battle this turn. At the beginning of your opponent's turn, you can move the target to your hand. Then put in play 2 Micromon characters. Character's turn count must be met. That is pretty good because you do actually +1 on your characters in play, as long as you do have somebody to not be sent out to battle. We have 2 copies of Micromon Hatchling. This is a very neat card, minimum of turn 1 and 1 hand cost, and the effect is search your deck for 1 turn count 2 or less character, reveal it to your opponent and move it to your hand. If you search for a Micromon character, then you draw a card. So you can actually go 1-up with this card, but it's just generally speaking, get yourself any one of your starting Micromons, draw an extra card. Pretty neat, pretty nice. Just a good hand fixing. We get 2 copies of Micromon Dragonify. Turn 0, 1 hand cost, and the effect is move the strategy card into your field as a Micromon character with the following power: 5/0, both healthy and injured, turn count 0, and with the effect valid, this character cannot be sent out to attack, but you get a massive blocker, which is really cool. This is a neatly balanced card, I think. It works really nicely. It also matches the Necro/Terra predominant color in the deck. We have 1 copy of Outlawed, another turn 1 with 1 hand cost, and the effect is choose any characteristic. Characters with the chosen characteristic cannot be sent out to battle this turn. Your opponent can negate this card effect by letting you draw 2. So again, if you play against the Cane Pirates, for example, they will all pretty much have at least 1 characteristic that's the same. Kind of similar here if you call Animal or you call Mazd. Same for Plagueis. If you call mass, you're pretty much just gonna be shutting them down. So most likely you will be drawing to. If I had the chance, I probably would rather let the opponent draw to if they played Outlawed. We then have a copy of Mass Spirit. This is a turn 2 with 1 hand cost. The effect is draw 1 card, then move 1 mass character from your field to your hand and put in play a spirit character from your hand that has the same or less turn count. So pick somebody back up. Again, ideally somebody who you can then later abuse the enter the ETB effect with and put something else down that you can perhaps transform or also abuse some ETB effect again. Either way, that's pretty cool, and you can get some nice little advantage of that. And then the final copy is Monstrous Will. This is turn 3, 1 hand cost with the effect. If you have Micromon Foro or Micromon Cronus in play, you can move either one of them to your essence. In that case, transform to either Micromon Labarto or Micromon Muscador from your deck. And while this card is in your essence, your mass characters get +1/+1. So this is, generally speaking, really good. Again, any effect that plays something straight from the deck is generally very strong in any game. And then the fact that, again, this works with both your Micromons, and you can also use this in a Plagueis deck because of that second effect. That makes it nice and versatile, and also it definitely works with those essence colors as well. So this is it, guys. Thank you very much for joining me today. Just having another look at Primal. I still think that there are a few cards that certainly could do with a little bit of a kind of balancing them a little bit more. Less examples of cards that seem very overpowered in this particular starter deck compared to the dragons. But nevertheless, even here we've had a couple of examples where I think just like, okay, you slap that card, you win the game. Pretty much taking the strategy out of the game. So anyway, thanks for joining me. Please make sure to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment below. Let's discuss what you think about these cards. Up until next time, guys. Saiyan signing out. Peace.